Welcome for those of you who are new. I'll wait very briefly, and I know this will be recorded later and people will be listening to it and wanting to know what's going on. So I do have a lot to tell you guys. Hi Giggle, how are you? Watching YouTube videos has been driving me crazy because I've been waiting for the internet to get fixed, which I'm hoping it is now. The meditation and the downloads has been phenomenal. So I do have a lot to share in relation to the collective energy. Hey Essex, welcome. Those of you who are new, if you want to keep up to date, click the bell or you won't get updated. Yay! Well, I'm trying to wait for about 10 or 11 because I know those of you who are overseas is a lot easier for you guys to actually connect. How are you? How are we all? Now, guys, you're in it. You're really feeling the energy. I've been, looking over, obviously, while I've been waiting, I've been doing a lot of research. I've had a lot of downloads about what has been coming. And I was drawn to have a look at the energies of astrology, to really have a look at where the planets are. Because ultimately speaking, yes, the energy is that we are going to have a good year, but not in the way that you guys are thinking. So I'm going to try not to chit chat, but I am acknowledging in my mind. So telepathically, hello, if you get that. But I do know that we do have to get down to business because we do have a lot to cover. Now, there's been a lot of different energies coming through as to what is going on. And as I said, I've been having a lot of downloads. Now, I have been doing research into the astrology, obviously from a collective point of view, because I didn't want to look into it that deep. It would take me years to really assess. But when I get tuned into something and I start doing the research, I was seeing all things really. Now, how do I put it? There is a definite shift happening from next month, which this video is based on June. Now, all of you who are hoping that things are changing, yes, they are, but it's not going to be an overnight success. And if you thought that was going to happen, you're sorely mistaken. So, and I'll explain the reasons why. Yes, there is, but that also means it's going to directly shift you. So you need to pay attention to the vibrations you've been getting. A lot of people who do know me on a friendship level and come to me have been experiencing mass panic attacks. Now, the energy is shifted and I can even feel it now. It's like, almost like the jugular and the emotions. A lot of you guys, it really does depend on the wave of twin you are, because it's really hard to just go directly to a video and feel that is going to directly relate to you. And I definitely, in a twin flame reading, would not go for an email reading. And that's just me personally, because until you can get your energy and discuss, you'll have times you'll book a reading and it will be directly for purging and to get you back on track. There will be other times that it will be, hey, for my gut instincts, left or right, on what path to take, where you're positioned. That is a different scenario as well. Yes, you can get an email reading, but you're not going to get the best out of the situation. Now, this year, as I said in the beginning, I started tuning into single energies. Now, when you look at Chiron, where it is, and it's basically going to be here practically for the next 9 years, what you need to understand about Chiron is that it's the wounded healer. So it's a planet where it's sort of like the aspect of divine masculine. And the reason I'll say this is all been these ironic stumbling upon with these things. Now, Chiron sort of is a wounded healer. So what happens is feminine and masculine get triggered. Many of the feminines, obviously, if you're watching this video, yeah, some of you might be still in union, others of you won't be. Now, what happens is that energy, feminines are empaths. So feminines are wanting to heal the masculine. Now, again, depending on where you are in the journey, what you're going to come to realize is further down in the journey that you had to learn a lesson. Now, where the placement of Chiron is in Aries, which will be shifting into Pisces later, around September, I believe, that's when things shift. And there might be a halt for a bit because you're really going to go inside yourselves. So there is gaps in between when these windows are for reconnections. And that is about a karmic cycle. And the karmic cycle won't just be on the masculines. I mean, too many of us are going, oh, the masculines for the karmic. But it's karmic release of energy. Now, for the feminines that are in chaser mode, that again is a karmic energy. It's a lesson in energy that needs to be purged, and you need to dig into the root, which I keep saying to people, it's almost like a plantar wall. You need to look into it and work out why you're doing it. Obviously, there's the given reasons of the magnetism, the connection, and a process of the cycle of the journey, granted. But there are other things where you'll have those energetic pulls, and all of a sudden you'll have these trigger points, and you'll be like drawn to contact masculine. Now, that can go both ways because feminine can actually hold that energy as well. So it really does depend on who is, you know, in what position in the actual runner chaser mode in the initial stages. What I am finding is if you deem it as masculine as Chiron, just energetically, theoretically speaking, research Chiron and have a look into it. Now, from muddy waters comes light. And there is something connected to the lotus flower growing out of the muddy waters. And that was in some texts that I actually read. Divine feminine is the lotus flower. Now, the fertility and the birth of the light through the darkness is really what the epitome of Chiron is. Because when you're going to be going through these energies, a lot of it is going to be about you guys really going inside yourselves. So where have you been stuck? Where have you been blocked? The tower moments that you've been experiencing, how they've directly impacted you, and what you've got out of it. And you're going to have some aha moments connected to those things that you had that were tower moments for you. Now, that would have set you into a spiraling out of control mode. And then like a tornado hit, you pretty much would have had to have started picking the pieces up. Now, some of you won't be in that mode where you feel energetically strong enough to be doing that, but really 100% you are guided to do that. That is part of your karmic lesson and karmic energy for you to understand you have the power there. Now, a lot of the energy of how you would have used it in the past would have been directly connected to attempting to heal masculine. Okay, so when you're trying to heal masculine, you're avoiding healing yourself. You're still taking that childlike role on of being the, you're trying to heal something or fix something, which was a bit like the mother-father role when you were younger. You would have had that empath-related energy coming through because you were trying to preempt what was going to happen or anticipate and walk on eggshells. And you were very calculated when it came to the way you dealt with it for your protection and your sanity. Now, you then applied that energy in any relationship, connections around you, friendships. So a lot of you would have had to have purged friendships and really outgrown that cycle. The same situation would have come through if you hadn't been in connection with masculine and they had moved on and you had moved on. You would have relived that over and over again. A lot of you, I'm pretty sure you would be saying, why do I keep getting cheaters? Or why do I keep getting, you know, situations where I don't have money? Why do I keep getting friendships that are shitting on me? That happens for a reason till you break that cycle. Now, part of that cycle is about you actually getting, there's a benchmark that, you know, the give and take, the balance needed to be aligned correctly. And that is, again, a karmic energy. If you can understand that and key point that, it's actually going to benefit you right now. And especially where Chiron is, You so don't want to be going back over old ground, because believe me, there's still more towers. Now, when I say there's more tower moments, it's if you have not learnt the given lesson that you're supposed to learn at this point. This energy is here for 8 to 9 years. Now, the reason it's happening is because we did, in the beginning of the journey, have the dynamite connection. But again, to get to that spiritual connection, which feminine always knew it was, there was a process to get there. There was also that process of yearning. There was also the process of receiving and losing, and then a process of now, depending on where you are on the journey, wave 1 and wave 2 will be reaching this point soon, and that's where you need to come home to yourself. And a lot of you, especially early on in the journey, could take a note out of the book on that. It's very difficult to allow yourself to be selfless, to come to a place where you realize a lot of the work lays inside and not outside. Many of you would have attempted to change your appearance, to change the way you interacted and communicated. And yes, that is a lesson and spiritual growth in many ways. It's empowering. But the inside, with where the planets are directly impacting you now. So a lot of people are feeling great depression, feeling like, hang on a minute, we've gone through the dark night of soul. What the hell is this energy? It's because those deep-seated kind of cuts and bruises and lifetime pains are really coming to the surface. And I'm going to have a drink. So you guys must be like a bit dry in the throat, because I'm feeling... Oh, do you like my cup? My daughter bought it for me. Nicki Minaj. Hey, Jen. Hi, Jen. Okay. Now, what else do I need to mention? Okay, now there are windows coming through. Am I picking up on yours? Yeah, I felt like the clogged throat. Now, some of you who are going to be looking at videos on YouTube, it's you too, yeah. Be really careful who you go to. Be really careful who you go to. Look, go to a twin. It doesn't have to be me. Go to a twin. Go to a psychic twin. But you need to directly be attracted to that reader. Now, that is because the energy of that particular reader is like a messenger to you, and they're the ones who are going to have the direct information for you. Now, again, it is going to come down to where you are in the journey, and like they say, if you're willing to do the work. Now, the truth is, you will know when you're ready to do the work, and some of it will come extremely naturally because it is a cycle in the journey. Now, yes, you can force that. And that can be anything from going to spiritual healers, counselors, Reiki specialists, whatever you're guided to do. I can honestly say where I am in the journey, I am very selective about the things that I do now. Now, when I'm saying the things I do, my morning routine is very strict. I don't watch the news. And that's because energetically, it changes your frequency. Now, yes, we are all aware that is one of those times in life where there's weather patterns going on, there's, mass murders in places, suicides. It's a frequency. Now, it's a bit like the magnetic effect. We attract like. So empaths, feminines, your empaths, you will notice when you go out, if you are at a lower frequency, you will find your mother, your friend, your sister, your work colleague, they're going to be coming up at you and they're going to be getting up in your face. And that's because your frequency is off. It is going to be your job before you leave that door to get your energy field back up. If that means bath salts, if that means smudge sticks, if that means turning the music off and putting clearing music on to tune out of whatever is blocking you and triggering you, you need to do that. If that means wearing crystals when you go to work under your work shirt, you need to do that. If it means waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and going for a 1-hour hike to get yourself grounded, you need to do that. Your energy is purely your responsibility to keep it grounded. Yes, masculine energy directly tuning into them is going to trigger you. But if you can do these things, they're going to help you manage that energy, because the energy of masculine is going to become very heavy very soon. And the reason I'm saying this is because what I'm going to tell you. Energetically speaking, I do feel there will be some tower moments for masculine energies in whatever wave they are. Now, that is because we are moving through a karmic cycle, but it's going to directly affect you too. Now, that can be all of a sudden you'll have some ailments coming on. Some masculines at toxicity are going to start purging. Now, this purging, it may directly impact your health. So you're going to need to keep grounded. It can be anything from nauseous feelings to vomiting, to sweats, shakes, cold, flu. If you suddenly get these vibes or you're having these ailments, it may come out of absolutely nowhere. Now, the funny thing was, this is happening to me now. So the vomiting today out of nowhere, and I'm not sick, and it was like that. So energetically, if they're purging can come in different forms. So what you can find is you're directly tuned into your twin. So energetically, you are connected, right? So I can literally be friends with Antonella, for instance, and if her energy comes through to me, I can be in another state, another country. You are directly connected in. So I will pick up an energy of what's going on if it's an emergency, and telepathically it is directly transferred. That is with anybody you are directly connected to. Be it you are choosing to walk on that journey with twin or not, regardless, that energy is for always. So with many of the masculine energies that do have situations like that going on, the purging can be to a point where it is very nauseating. Now, a couple of the planets that are directly affecting us, I read an article the other day, and it is connected to, it was an article connected to modern medicine. Now, it was a psychiatrist and a doctor. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I am relaying something that I read, that's all. So it's up to you guys to be, to the point where you decipher what you feel is true. This is the text that I read. And it was discussing the fact that the energy of the planets and where they were aligned was directly impacting some people that had mental health. Now, depending on your frequency and where it was, there were aspects coming up in the brain that for those who have that, how would you say it? Some were triggered to go into toxicity due to where the planets were. Some were more suicidal due to where the planets were, and others had iron deficiency. So it was really interesting to actually read this article, and if I do find it, I will put the link directly below and I'll let you guys read it. I know I have shared it with a few friends, so I'll actually connect it under this video later and read up on it. It's connected to the planets and the purging. So when you're looking at your masculine energy and you're thinking, gee, are they ever going to do this or are they ever going to do that? There are energetic reasons why, not only on the level of past life, but karmic related cycles and DNA related cycles are getting directly impacted by where the planets are right now. So we're going back over a lot of old ground, but it's almost like when you look at the songs, I've started putting up two little video folders on website, on YouTube, and it's for Chiron, the energy of Chiron. So you don't need to listen to it. Just have a flick through some of the names of the songs. They're the energies you guys are going to be going through this year, depending on how evolved you are. So you can be really feeling like out of nowhere, you're going through the dark night of the soul. Or you're going back to those real yucky childhood memories. Now, as it moves through with the other kind of planets interacting, it's going to stir it up a little bit more. Now, if you have not purged that, it can be anything to you're at work, you're doing a job, and you've been doing it the same way. And then suddenly you have your tower moment, we're in retrograde, and then you're going, shit, I've got to rejig this, okay? Now, the rejigging is to find different ways of doing things. A lot of modern medicine is going to start coming through, but more in a way of, how do I put it? It's a bit like you'll find a lot of natural remedies are going to start coming through, again, with the way the planets are. So it might be that suddenly, in some countries, certain things are given that were never used before, but it's all of organic nature. Spiritual healers may become more popular and more sought after, like it's the norm, like it's going to a doctor's surgery. And that's just by the energy of where the planets are, because of the way things are changing at the moment. I have been seeing, for some reason, 2 visions, and it is connected to, liberty leading the people. I keep seeing that as an energy. There is a poem directly connected to that as well. And the Twin Towers. What was the other one I kept seeing? The Statue of Liberty. And there's another one, and I'll have to, again, I'll write it down at the bottom. Now, what this is in connection to is sort of like we're rising from the ashes, we're coming out of it. Now, feminine energy is going to be that. Right now, you probably don't think that because it is a cycle that you're needing to go through. It's nothing physical you need to do apart from work on yourself, because as the old ways of doing things aren't going to work anymore. What you need to do is A, do the work. B, internal healing, internal peace, coming home to self. Lead by example. It is a humble energy. It's not an energy that is bossy or you should do it this way. I can see where you're going. It's none of that. It is very much release, trust. It's almost like, for those of you, again, who believe in God, it's not seeing it yet knowing it. It's the same connection within the twin flame journey. A lot of you are saying, yes, but how do we know? I mean, how do we know? Well, how do you know? It's actually coming down to you guys. The truth is, a lot of you are saying, well, is there a guarantee, and is there anything in text that twin flame journey is going to come? They do say within the next 5 years, yes. Now, there is a switch of energy, and I would not be surprised if this is a very crucial, important time. Planets are changing, the world is changing, people are changing, an energy shift is necessary. It's a bit like a rebellion, but in a positive, harmonious way. Yeah, there is a lot of panic attacks, but again, it is not your vibration, and it's very unsettling. I do feel a mass shift within the actual masculine energy, and again, it can be either side. You need to use breathing techniques to calm it. You do need to white light yourself as well. Now, I have got, again, if you guys do come to me and you make a booking, we can tune into the trigger points you're having. Also, have a look at your chakras. You'll have different areas at the moment. Now, those of you who are getting triggered connected to the path, you got to understand we're coming to a place where, this journey is free will. Now, your solar plexus is connected to free will. So if you're to listen to 528 hertz or research solar plexus, that alignment is going to balance you guys back on track. But again, Google it, have a look into what chakras you need to listen to. If you're feeling really under the weather and you're getting to a point where you're needing to get grounded, but you physically can't leave the house, listen to Earth Hughes, HZ, sorry. It's a very balancing energy. It's a low frequency to my belief, but it's a very good way to actually ground yourself. A lot of us are having heart chakra activation, so the panic attacks can be coming from the fact that our heart is opening. and it's detoxifying. So that also can be causing aspects of nausea. Now, a lot of synchronicities, again, have been coming through connected to May. Now, in Native America, the moon that passed was called the flower full moon. Divine Feminine, the flower full moon. In June, the strawberry full moon is coming through. Now, to me, that is almost like it's going to bear some fruit. Now, there may be communication for some of you, but you do need to tread very carefully. You do also need to be disconcerting, connected to what you're wanting to see, what you're wanting to feel, and what is so. Because ultimately speaking, you are your own responsibility. And a lot of times when we look at it, we do say, how do I put it? I have been working with another lady, a friend, and we need to be honest with ourselves, okay? We can't shift the buck. We are both responsible for this twin flame journey. We both have learnings to do on either side of it. So if you're trying to sweep something under the carpet and you're saying, I just want to hear from masculine or I just want to hear from feminine, you really need to have a good hard think about that, because your energy is as relevant. Have a look around. Have you done the work that you need to? And when I say work, try not to take it personal. Are you safe? You know, are you safe? Do you have all your paperwork in order? Do you have enough to feed you? Do you have enough to do around you that is being placed by the wayside? Are you prioritizing yourself, you know, at all times? That'd be right. My battery's going to go flat. Better not. So that's really important to actually continue doing that, because if you don't, you're not going to have the energy to actually be there for masculine. And it's more, you're going to be the beacon of light, not, how do you put it? You need to be the beacon of light, not the control freak. And hey, I'm divine feminine, so trust me, I know this shit. I've been there. You need to do this or you need to do that. No, you do not need to tell another person what to do. We are projecting. And the huge awareness from this last roller coaster ride I had has really shifted me to understand that. Now, when I did listen to a lot of videos or things a few years ago, because it's only been a few years I've been aware of this journey, when they say you get to a place where you don't feel anything, or that you reach that full cycle, the full cycle is very different. Now, that's probably where I am at. Now, the full cycle is when you come to a place where you have your mass tower moments, which you guys are still regardless going to be feeling. But you come to a place where you realize you need to do the work inside. Now, I had been doing the work inside, don't get me wrong, but to do the work inside is about coming home to oneself. Now, leading by example is doing the work. So I can't preach to you guys to do the work if I'm not doing the work. So I have moments where I wake up in the morning and it'll be 5 and I will go for a walk, and then I will come home and I'll get prepared and I'll do my notes. And I mean, my girlfriends that, you know, see me working behind the scenes, my whole kitchen was covered in paperwork, you know, doing the research that I will be adding in every single zodiac sign. So I've done a year's worth of research, probably in 48 hours, just really cramming day and night to try and get it done. That is going to be going into the zodiac sign twin flame videos. Now, they're going to be available on the website, but we're not going to worry about that because all the normal twin flame videos that I always do are still going to be on here. We do need to be aware that there is a partial eclipse coming, and I do have new cards. So I will pull some cards for the collective, and I'm going to read them upright just to let you know before. Now, if you're wanting to know what they are, there is another video on YouTube that does have a picture of them. I do have more coming, and I am adding finance back into the actual normal zodiac sign videos. There is a lot of changes, but a lot of the windows where they're actually going to be available to come towards you is going to come in stages. There is a window of opportunity for communication in June. There is also a time after that, anywhere between June and August. Now, if they miss that portion, September to October is going to be a bit iffy. That's not to say it won't happen, but it's going to. You guys are feeling agitated. You need to do the work. You're going to find it really hard because you're going to be pushing shit uphill. Don't fight against it. If something's fallen down, pick the pieces up. I'm telling you, Chiron is the Humpty Dumpty effect. What you're going to need to do is pretty much pick it up and put it back together again. But like in a correct puzzle. Now, it's going to be like the Japanese got bowls that have cracks in them. And I explained this to my sister the other day. They believe that when they're cracked, they put it back together, but they plate it with gold. They put gold in the cracks because all those cracks are as beautiful because they're your wounds, and you should be proud of them, not ashamed of them. Because they're what got you here in the first place. Now, feminines at the moment, be very good to your sisters. And when I say sisters, be very good to your female friends. We need to change the vibration between the females. For too long, we have been adversaries. We really do need to turn it into the sisterhood of the travelling pants. We also need to change the frequency of integrity, and we need to start changing that from us. It starts with us. We also need to be compassionate and understanding, directly connected to other people. Be it that they're at a higher or lower vibration, regardless, we need to have that respect factor. Because again, we are trying to change frequency. Okay. Right now, feminines, and again, this depends on what side you are, all right? So it can be interswapped and linked. You can both really take this, you know, either side. Goddess of destruction. Now, there may be that there is destruction around you, but don't be angry and don't become destructive towards yourself or towards other people due to the hurt. You know, try and take that anger and turn it into something positive. Direct it at your passions in life. You know, because that anger, remember, that anger, use it on exercise. Use it on singing. Use it on gardening. Use that energy constructively. Defer it into something positive. If you keep placing that out, that frequency is going to be, you think it's justice, okay? It's not justice. Get fit. Get the hottest body that you feel it is. Use that energy of masculine to be your muse. I mean, I did. But don't do it negatively. That energy is not going to help you, and it's going to be a very negative vibration, and it is not an attractive vibration. And I know when you're in it, you don't really give two shits, but it affects everything. It will be chaos around you. Like attracts like. Be super cautious. You need to do your breathing exercises. You need to actually become, you know, to a point where you're being proactive, productive. Don't look outside of yourself. Too many of you are like sitting there and you're going, why isn't my masculine saving me? It's not going to happen. That was not what this job was. Now, you know why? is because masculine knows you can do this yourself, and universe knows you can do this yourself, and that is a codependency. You feeling for another person to save you, hell could freeze over. I'm just being honest. I mean, I can tell you this morning, I mean, I literally do everything myself, and this has been since I was a child. I had a boyfriend once that was a mechanic, and he never changed the oil in my car. Now, I had the shittiest car, and I can change my spark plugs, change my oil, change a tyre, do my leads. Don't be waiting for no one to do that for you. And the reason I'm saying that is because one day they're not going to be there. And then you are depending on something that's not real. You have a brain. Women in the early years fought for this. Now we have it, but you need to do it humbly. It's not from a place of ego. It's just from a place of not needing to be codependent. That's all it is. Take the pressure off masculines. Masculines have been working their asses off all their life. And in the early stages, feminism was a very dig at man kind of thing. And yeah, back then maybe it was relevant, but it's not these days, okay? Masculines have been carrying that burden of having to be the masculine, the hunter, the gatherer. You know, times have changed. Men can be at home. Men can be doing different things. Women can as well, but we need to change our mindset. You need to turn this into something positive. My car broke down. I had no oil. And I knew what it was because I know the sounds of engines now because I've had the shittiest cars. So I had to fix my car. And my friend was very proud of me. Okay, so you got Goddess of Destruction. Now, the Justice is going to be you taking your power back. You being aware that that's your job. Don't get revenge. It's not going to work. It's going to cause the same. You're trying to end a karmic cycle. Wait for natural karma of justice, okay? Openness in everything that you do. Regardless of your hurt. If you've got a wall up, ain't no communication going to come in. Nobody will want to bridge a gap with you. Nobody. You know, and if you need to turn your back on attitudes, you're better to do that than turning your back on people, regardless of what's happened. And it's a number 2 card. Again, sacral chakra, prosperity. Again, look at your chakras. Different chakras actually help balance your finances. Spiritual clearing, communion. Okay. Now, this is connected to your twin flame. There are going to be some shifts. It is like you're going to a point where you are exhausted. A lot of feminines, and this will go both ways because we share energy. A lot of you might be having dreams, astro travel, memories, going back down memory lane where you're physically remembering times where you shared with the person. Try and dream the big dream, but don't directly place into it how it's supposed to be on the other side. You want to just see the bigger picture in mind completely. Now, there is joy. It's definitely coming. All right. Now, between you, you're going to have unconditional love. Now, this can be to external situations, things that have transpired, what's to come in the future. You just need to get that is coming. So just be patient that it is moving. It might be that you are white lighting people around you, but that you're doing energy work. A lot of you are going to move into different, how do I put it? You will be drawn more to the, you know, the healing of people. So it might be your job physically changes. Some of you might be getting into the industry of healing. How do we get these fruitcakes on here? I'm going to love it. hide. Bye. And again, it is heart chakra. So do the heart chakra work. Now, if you're wanting to do your heart chakra, bear with me. Anything from 528 hertz to 639, 693, no, 39. So do some heart chakra frequency alignment. You can get them off YouTube. Just Google heart chakra and it'll come up. You can do these overnight as well, so that it's actually clearing you. It's not going to infect your energy where you're getting super tired. Masculine energy, and we're like, da-da-da-da, we're there. Okay, selfhood, which is very necessary. They need some alone time, and that is what I mean by June. Yes, some of you might hair. What you do need to understand is, as a human being, and as you are, there is healing that this person needs to do. So even if it's that in your mind you pretend that they're just spending some quiet time alone for your sanity, do such. But I feel on the 3D they're going to have some quiet time. This can be that they're removing themselves from a situation to think, or that they're not social at the moment and they're in their mind. My daughter's in my bathroom. She's so noisy. I'll tune into what else I'm picking from that. I think they're going to need that. It's also going to cause some enjoyment for them. With whatever happened between you guys, when this energy that you felt was selfish came through, it happened for a reason, but not for the reasons you think. I'm going to pull clarifier on that. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull a clarifier on this one too. Okay. A lot of the masculines at the moment, and what all of you will know, is what they say and what they do is two very different things. Now, ultimately speaking, something has transpired where they've physically moved down a path. Now, this path initially was to avoid making a major decision. This major decision, in turn, the time frame was moved to avoid dealing with that aspect of conflict. Now, that conflict has become larger, but the clarity has come harder. So regardless, energetically, they're still realizing it comes back to self, that it had nothing to do with anyone. And that's really affecting them. They knew it anyway, but they were trying to delay. But it did cause misfortune. Oh, we got two. Yeah, it did cause misfortune. So regardless of them thinking they were going to have a happily ever after, it has caused an aspect of disruption, and it's really affected them. They're not wanting you to be jealous. And they do want to come home. Now, the home, this comes up for feminine and masculine. And I do not declare this as home to you, although that would be the case. But there is a swan on the card for many of you. Home is about twins coming home to self. That is about doing the internal work so that that can happen. But you do need to do the work inside to actually be able to be on your own, do your own thing, and not get into panic that the whole world's going to fall down, or do you need to go through and do X, Y, and Z? No, just do some work on yourself. Be okay with being by yourself. For those of you who this is relevant to. Yes, many of them might be moving, although some of them might actually be having issues directly connected to house. The house has become their fort, almost like they wanted to be in hermit mode. They didn't want to change anything. It felt safe to them, but it's like it's definitely their childhood. It's like they've come to that place and they're really grasping at the straws and trying to hold on to it. And it's like, this is my last straw. Don't let me lose this straw. It feels safe. It's the last straw. Does that make sense? And it's really frightening for them. So it has absolutely nothing to do with anything but a lot of internal demons at the moment, and they're really holding on to it very tight. They're wishing they were back in childhood where it was nicer before everything turned to shit. And they could just change that whole recording, because they feel that that's the catalyst of where everything went wrong. Now, connected to love. They didn't feel good enough for you, okay? They got soldier in reverse. It wasn't to do with another person. It was to do with you. And them feeling not enough. It's actually a huge burden. Because the card's number 11. It's made them very emotional, very unwell. But it hasn't ended as yet. But it's the pain. It's very much a 3-day. Hey, Mark. Okay, and it directly comes back to childhood and abandonment-related issues. So that's quite heavy. They're very much financially having issues, but they are having a spiritual awakening. What was that card I was talking about the other day, Mark? See, because I'm not a tarot reader. I'm a psychic. The one with the swords. The one with the swords. Bloody phone. We were talking about it the other day, remember? I always get these visions of the cards. 6 of Swords. Okay. 6 of Swords. Now, when I see the 6 of Swords, 90% of the cards I know, but there are certain cards in different decks. Obviously, the imagery of the ones I use, I'm used to. The 6 of Swords, to me, is like an awakening. So, it's almost like you got to die to wake up. Okay? A bit like the crucifixion. Now, this person has their hands out. And again, the divine feminine, it's like this is divine feminine and this is masculine. Although, yes, it is biblical, but at the same time, energetically, this is masculine energy, and he's gaining clarity of light. In the background, divine feminine is exhausted, and she's like, save me. And my friend had this card the other day, and she goes, well, I just want to hear from him. And I went, he's healing. He can't. How can a broken bird hook you up and put them on their back if they can't even fly? I'm just saying. It's unrealistic. You're broken, they're broken, but you're stronger. You're stronger. You know you are. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? You guys have dealt with a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And you're still here. It does suck, but the healing, just look at the bigger picture. You got to let it heal. It's like, what was the metaphor I used the other day? The baby band-aid. Like if we just have a baby, it's going to make everything better. Or, well, if I hear from them, it means we can start again. And this friend of mine was saying, I just have this real anxiousness. I want to contact masculine. And I said, but why? What are your expectations? That's really spooky. All this light's gone down the screen all of a sudden. What are your expectations? And the expectations were nothing. But when you think about it, yes, there are. So spooky. I wonder if you guys can see this on my side. Looks like there's rain coming down the screen. Okay, so the expectations are, think rationally. Just bitch slap yourself for a second and go, okay, bit of self-awareness here. What on earth, if you were to hear 3 years of ups and downs and no more, but it's not going to end. The lesson is both sides. To end that cycle, you end the runner chaser mode. And yes, I'm still alive. My battery was dead. Joy of technology, eh? How are we? Where were we anyway? Look at it. Looks like I've got an orb. It's not an orb. Yes, I'm back on. My battery died. I'm not jinxed. You can't get rid of me, Mark. I'm too determined. Okay, I will go back to the reading in 2. I have to have I don't have to have a cigarette. I'm purging that too. Because again, that is about the energetic shift, toxicity. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? The videos, when I do them now, what I am going to do is do the video reading, and then I'm going to stop, log off. Then we're going to go to another video, and we're going to do our chit chat there. And then that way, you know, not everyone is going, oh God, we've got all those questions. Yes, well, the internet's fixed now, and I have added different elements to the website. So there's a birthday club as well. So when you guys join, you get 50% off. So when your birthday comes around, get a half price reading. And I do believe that the app actually does give a 10% off each month for specials. What else are we wanting to know? Yes, I do know, Giggle. Welcome. I there's spaces where there's going to be a window. But also what we are needing to know is that during that time, we're definitely going to get some tower moments. So we need to be quite vigilant with everything we need to do. There are going to be moments when you're going to feel like everything's just going peachy and then crap's going to go crazy. You're really going to need to learn to swim with the tide. Try not to take it personal and say God hates me, because that's actually a very bad vibration. Like attracts like. And I know it's real sucky, but you know what? We just have to accept that in life there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. But the bad at the moment is that it's the death of ego. And when we've been in ego for so long, we have to outgrow those paradigms. It's very difficult. Many of you will be looking at the situation where you're looking at your family going, I've tried. I have so tried, and it's just not working. And you're just going to have to accept it for what it is. Others of you are going to have situations with friendships where you might be more on the same page. Things will be coming back again. But again, you're going to start mixing with similar frequencies. You're also going to be able to spot a bullshitter, which is really what's going on at the moment. A lot of you intuitively are waking up to the point where you know when something smells dodgy. And that can be a tarot reader, that can be a friendship, it can be a love interest, it can be the postman. You'll know in general. You'll feel the frequency, and you'll just be picking the bullshit meter a mile away, and you'll just be going, this is shit. If something doesn't connect to you, or a person doesn't connect to you, you're gonna smell the BS, and you're just gonna. You'll know. It'll actually aggravate you, and you'll get very cross. It's almost like a repellent. That's the only way I can describe it. What else have I been picking? Definitely the frequencies of your dream. You'll have moments where there's no energy whatsoever. And you'll be like, yes, okay, I'm getting my shit together in my life. And then it's going to come over you like a wave. And you're going, really? So I very much have been doing a lot of manifesting. And I think really a lot of us do need to start shifting focus back energetically to ourselves and know that this is a process. It's not a forever process. Yes, for those of you who are wanting union, you're going to have union. You just need to get up out of your body. You need to know the difference between your energy, collective energy, and your twins energy. And you need to do all you can to try and keep yourself grounded. Now, like I said, you can book with the person you completely feel that you trust to help you get grounded and vent your cesspool at them. You can use the techniques that I've given you, which I will be doing videos to do with that as well, to help you guys get back on track. Because the energy, I'm going to do energy reports as well each month. And then we're going to have an idea of what we're looking at. Masculine's gearing up ready for a few tower moments, and that's starting in June. If it hasn't started already, some aha moments are coming through. A lot of them weren't quite expecting your frequency, and they're not quite knowing how to deal with it. But then you guys are in the same boat when you really think about it. So where your life is, you weren't anticipating this. It depends on where you were in your life, what you were doing, and you've just gone, wow, I didn't see that coming. I will be doing career readings, yes. Don't even start, Mark. I've got two of the fuckers in here and I'm trying. Look, it's divine masculine. That's all I can say, except I've got two. Hey, that's a bit like every Lysiana, I've got two toads in my garden. I have a friend that believes she's got like hundreds of twins. And we did say to her, like, isn't one enough? She'll kill me later. I love you, Lysiana. I had a lovely talk with her the other day. Yeah, that's my Prince Charming in the garden. I've got two. Yes, totems are coming up quite freely. Now, a lot of bees. Now, I don't know where you guys are, but it's gearing up to be winter here, which it should be winter already. There is a lot of change. There is a lot of change of weather patterns as well. They'll go in 10-year cycles. You'll find, even though what's on the news, try to not get to the point where you go, oh my God, what's happening? Your frequency changes everything. Research Nostradamus. Research Albert Einstein. Do some frequency lookups and see how your frequency directly attracts and changes everything around you. Bees are related to love. They've been chasing me. Well, we're in winter, so for me to see bees in winter, that's like, wow. Okay, what else have I been seeing? Dragonflies, number synchronicities. Now, pay attention to a point where you become mindful. When you see the number, be in the moment. If you're not in the moment, you're going to miss these signs. The universe is trying to communicate with you. The other day, I had just completed something on the website and I saw 4444 and I was like, Yes, the 414s and the 777s and the 4444s. What else have I been seeing? Now and then the fives, but I know what that's about anyway. I've got used to the fives. The fives are about ending a cycle. 11s, yes, you're on the right path. Pay attention to colours as well. You may actually have a trigger connected to colours. Yes, lots of shifts. Major shifts. Yeah, purple. Same with me. Childhood purple room. Who else had a purple room when they were a child? Fucking purple room I had. Yeah, I know the name everywhere. DM everywhere. Teal, okay. Green. And how do you like that colour now? I had a purple fucking room, purple cut. I mean, it was the gnarliest purple. I mean, like, poke your eye out purple carpet. And the room was haunted. It wasn't that great. My room hair's haunted, but I can handle it, so. It's confirming that time is an airing, or that they are telepathically thinking of you. So when you're seeing those signs and synchronicities, it's a confirmation. Yeah, look, I had purple sheets, purple, fucking purple, and I even had a purple border. And by the time I got the friggin' thing up, it was like, I'm right over this. And I was 17 by that age, and I was like, I'm out of here. I didn't get out of there till I was 20, though. Dragon symbols. Well, funny enough, yes, they have been coming up everywhere. Again, I believe it is connected to the dragon rising, the phoenix rising. Be careful with the way your energy is. But again, I did have a premonition years ago connected to China, so it could be something to do with that. Good. Look at to your chakra. It'll probably be chakra related with color synchronicities. Now, I'm going to try and go back in and see if we can connect this back up. Snakes. Here. And we can finish the reading. Solar flares. Yes, my tattoo actually is, my girlfriend said it to me the other day, it's 2 dragons. I'm at fire dragon. And we're in the year of the dog. So let's get the dog days are over, eh? By Florence and the Machine. Now, what are we saying here? Okay, so they're dealing with the aspects of abandonment and finances, and how their abandonment in childhood directly impacted their poverty line. Now, they're coming to a place where they know that they have power, and they're trying to sort that. And the laws of attraction are there, so they might be using their dynamite magnetism to swindle that, but they do directly have connection to you. But the karmic's not the problem. The karmic's your aid. Now, energetically, what we do need to do is come to a place where we realise, there you go, new beginnings. That's the energy between you. So the energy of healing, which is 5 endings, is going to be new beginnings. So for many of them, they're going to come to a point, they're going to go, you know what? Everything that they were doing to prevent change is going to cause change, not at your hands, at their own choice, which is the way it was supposed to energetically be, because it's their life of how they make their personal choices connected to what they feel is correct, just as it's yours. So you need to trust in that process, and it is divinely guided. So they're wanting to get their finances in order. They're wanting to get their self-esteem in order. And they're wanting to come to you as a whole person. They have not felt like they are a whole person for a very long time. They were unable to give you what they felt you vibrationally deserved. That is why they have delayed coming forward. So get out of ego and stop taking it personal, and understand that that is what they are doing. Okay, your energy, feminines. Okay, pay it forward. Where you can, pay it forward. Keep your vibration high. Be that for a friend, be that for someone around you. Keep your energy to a point where the give and the take is in balance. You want to create prosperity, give and take. And then you're changing your heart chakra as well, of your expectations of what you feel you're vibrationally entitled to. There you go. A lot of you, if you're waiting on money coming in, or loans coming in, or windfalls coming in, it's coming, but it's because you're balancing your own energy. You're realizing your power. Masculine's got 3 cards, okay. Okay. Do something to pay it forward. Be it that you're kind to your girlfriends or your masculine friends or to yourself, but do something for another person just to get the karma in your life balanced. By Christmas, this card come up again. Your financial worries and the way you guys are in a heart chakra point of view is going to move. Keep manifesting abundance, but do the heart chakra work. Now, again, it does come back to sacral chakra as well, because you'll find at the base level, a lot of our creativity comes from our sacral chakra. My hair keeps touching me. Let me have a look at it. A lot of us have been eating more as well. Okay. Yeah, your sacral chakra. So that's 417 hertz. So try and listen to that. Again, that will create finance for you guys. So if you're getting to a point where you're trying to think of how you can get yourself out of a pickle, and that's at a financial level. When you have nothing to lose, you are more freely, more creatively inclined to manifest situations. You have nothing to lose because you're on the bones of your ass. So success can come from that, but you've got to take the negative and turn it into a positive. Start getting creative with your ideas, whether it be you're doing some home crafts or you're doing something to the degree to shift the way your career is at the moment or how you're using the current money that you've got. Use your energy correctly. If you're not at work yet, apply it in another area of your life till you get to the job, so that you're still, in a sense, having a routine and believing and not focusing on, am I going to get the job or is the money going to come? Try and shift your focus directly to a point where you're keeping yourself busy, but you're using your time like it's cash. So you're applying it back into your energy and your life as an investment. So if that means you're walking each day, that I'm exercise done. If it means that you're getting your house back in order, do that. If it means you're moving house, start packing, co-create, manifest. Save where you can. But again, I'm feeling everything is divinely guided. You're not needing it, but save where you can. Joint energy between you, masculine and feminine, are going to be paying it forward. Movement is coming by the end of the year, and it's going to be abundant. You got to keep focusing on the best outcome, the final outcome, not when is it happening, just the bigger picture. Okay, masculines are facing their financial fears. So that can be ego connected to it, their emotions, or they're going to be triggered into action. So tower moments can be them looking outside of themselves for help, then suddenly realizing they have to come back inside themselves for the help because they are the help. And that's what feminines are having to do right now. You're becoming more successful at realizing that. Masculines are coming to that realization, which they've always had the power. They're concerned about children, for those of them who do have children, and it's taken them back to their childhood as well. An angel is from the other side watching over them to protect them through this process. It can be finances directly connected to children. And again, the karmic energy doesn't have to be one given person. It can be several people. It can be several situations. It doesn't just have to be they ended up in a karmic relationship, because there are other energies directly connected around them that have nothing to do with it. Okay, if they can change their vibration connected to cash and not be pissed about it, they're going to attract a better situation. Again, quiet retreat. It might be they go into hermit mode, or it causes depression due to what is going on. We'll get a quick clarification and we'll see what is going on. A lot of them are going to have their fears really exposed. They are feeling very sick by it. They're trying to sleep it off or trying to move themselves from it. Okay. Now, there are two energies coming through for masculine. One, either of three now, a passed over loved one and a parent being left a widow in some shape or form. That energy is coming through. Now, this can be the mother or the father energy coming through, or it can be that a past tense relationship is over, and this isn't connected to twin. This is your twin, but their relationship, they're not wanting to do that cycle anymore. Now, the way they looked at their family relationship, it's like they mimicked it through their life, because they were trying to make it better, but what they did was they made it what they thought their parents' relationship was, even though that's not what the parents' relationship was. So they're having this aha moment connected to it now, and they're actually realizing that person they picked was nothing like their mother, and they're just really frustrated. This can be some of them that did have like children with this person, or for those of them, it's like just picturing where they could have gone with that situation. It didn't get to that point, or it almost did, but it just didn't come to that place they were hoping for. Some of them, it could have been due to a divorce, and it can be their physical divorce for those of them who are married, the masculine energy. Now, again, I feel there are two female energies around masculine. Now, masculine can be either side, so it can be female or male. I'm just picking a connection to romantic connection separate to feminine, past tense and current tense, if that's fact, if that's relevant to your situation. And something in that dynamic is changing. I do feel they're finding some things out as well about this person or people. And again, steer clear. It's causing them a great deal of angst in the situation. And with their retreat, what they're going to meditate on to a place where they're really who their happiness. So it's their loved ones are trying to take their happiness from them. Can be their friendships that are trying to sabotage this. They didn't want them to go on this journey. They didn't feel they were man enough, but they also felt that they didn't want you to be their slave, but they felt like a slave to the given situation connected to these two individuals. They did end up being with another person. For those of you who this is directly relevant, this could have been early on in the piece or most recently. And this person has turned out to be not even a friend. They're coming back fighting. They may not be communicating. They're wanting to take that fake mask off. And they do want to come home and have a happy home. They're concerned about what's behind the door, though. They're not talking about they're not telling anyone about this. And because they're trying to avoid misfortune. Okay, they know where the falseness is coming from, and that's within themselves and the situation and the enemies around them. So you're picking up that frequency. No wonder we're feeling shit. We thought we had it bad. White light, white light. Okay, now I'm going to pull a chakra or collective energy in each section to get you guys to focus on a certain area of what you need to be working on. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to mix them up. Interesting. Okay, so from your heart chakra point of view, collectively, you guys need to focus on coming into a wholeness inside yourself. So when you're tuning into it and you're thinking about your heart, remember to get your heart chakra aligned. The area that is highlighted for you guys is connections, and the connections of how you guys are feeling, connected to your twin flame, connected to the people that were involved, good or bad. Also from your third eye, remember, you don't need to physically see to feel that vibration, so trust your intuition on it. And again, you got intuition. Now, whatever your intuition is telling you, you need to pay careful attention to it. Your creativity, which is your sacral chakra, you need to do work on that to get the best out of the situation. Some of the choices you do have control over, but you also do need to be super aware of what you can actually choose right now. Yes, you choose to be on this journey. Yes, you do. And when you say, are you going to get there? Do you want to? Do you believe in yourself enough? Because the blocks, what you have is directly the blocks that your masculine has. So it's completely up to you. Have you quit yet? Now, the quitting can be, if you get to a point you're releasing, you're actually meant to quit. Now, you're meant to quit and do the work on yourself. Internal. Hello, Nottingham. Welcome. Your connection. How do you feel about yourself? Again, your sacral chakra. Love actions. Be open, share, feel beautiful, and honor it. So, for those of you who are not wanting to be intimate at the moment, it's okay. But you also do need to come to a place where you're okay with it, where you're being open, where you're coming to a better vibration and you're connecting. But you need to connect with you. Again, coming home. Some of you will be dealing with home energy. Now, some of you need to take the challenge. Now, when I say take the challenge, if you guys are feeling that the power is out of your hands, no, in fact, it's not. If you feel that London bridges are falling down, you're focusing into that, you're manifesting it. Yes, theoretically, London bridges in your home might be falling down. Is there something physically, at a creative level, at a spiritual level, where you physically can fight? Pick your battles correctly. What do you feel that you can do to make this situation a better situation? Is it extra finances? Is it getting a flatmate? Is it taking a job? Is it reducing your expenditure? Whatever you feel it is, you can do that. Now, if then something else happens, you need to be assertive. And yes, you are going to hear something, but you need to change your vibration. Again, it's a vibration. Okay? Any questions while I'm cleaning my mess? This card just fell out. Take a divinely guided change. Laws of attraction. Give and take. Pay it forward. Get it back. Any other questions, guys, before I go? Because I will be doing the other videos later. I probably wouldn't. If you're doing any contracts at the moment, I would probably do them before September. before or after September, but again, I'll have those dates here for you guys soon. As I said, I will be doing a collective energy reading to give you an update. I'll probably be doing moon readings as well and tuning into that. So we're going to have moon readings. We're going to have, I'll probably gradually do chakra related videos so you can focus in. That can be connected to your diet, what you can eat, what you can do, you know, physically on the 3D, your meditation. Try and get to a place where you can be at one with yourself without the external affecting you. That's probably why the bloody frogs turned up. It's like, can you work through this? Fucking frog. Yes, I believe it is. But remember, I'm in a different place in the world. Anytime, Lisa. Good old crown chakra. Yes, a lot of us have been having an activation on that, but the third eye more so. So those of you who have had temple headaches, don't question your intuition. But again, it doesn't just have to be your energy. It can be masculine's. A frog and a bat. Google the totem. Google the totem. It's probably your knight in shining armor coming to you. Yeah, I'll be getting that soon because it definitely helps with my headaches, I can tell you. See, this shit here, divine masculine. Fucker. Vivid dreams. Might have been coming and going. A lot of you with the purging, you might actually pick up the physical symptoms of the masculine energy. And again, it can be down to vomiting. You always have strange dreams, Mark. Can twin flames and soulmates work together? Yes, they can. Sometimes they're there to support you. But yes, you can. Again, remember, twin flame journey is divinely guided, but there is a point where it is choice. Okay. What if you remember your dream, but you know you have them? What do you mean by that? How do you know, Mark? I told Mark he was a twin. He's like, no, I'm not you, Des. Oh, it's okay, Mark. We know who it is. Shh. Yes, a lot of past life energies are coming through, and some of the cards in the twin flame deck do actually bring that through. Yes, I was tuning into during the week some very horrendous energies coming through. For some of you who have been tuning into it, almost like pending disaster. Again, I do feel a portion of it is connected to energy you're receiving, but a portion of it might be past life related, where one or the other twin might have passed or something to that degree. Mm-hmm. You saw me the other day, Mark. I was very... I felt like... I'm fine. I mean, I was just in it. I think I've come to grips with it now. I think I'm moving with that ups and downs. I'm not fighting against it so much. my car broke down and I was like, another fucking tower? Are you serious? I'm like, go for a walk, yours. But we need to be because that's that. And when you guys are keeping super busy, if you're avoiding yourself, that's not healthy. You need to, at some point, spend some time on self. Yeah, they're going to come. They are going to come. Chiron is about going inside yourself. Hi, Adrian. How are you, love? I love your hair. I used to have hair your length. Check the oil. Oh, well, I did have a very strange shift. Obviously, the vibration from our ears ringing. I had this huge thing happen 2 days in a row. I actually had lightning almost hit the house and the whole power went out, and I was outside with the computer. And I was like, yes, okay, universe, I know you're strong and powerful. The next was I had my headphones on with my telephone, and the whole headphones sounded like they blew up, like a loud frequency ringing in the ears. Something's coming, something's changing. Get ready, peeps. Well, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. If you are wanting a booking, you are most welcome to come to the website. Would love to work with you. For those of you who are new, welcome. Hope you become part of our family. Can having sex with the twin inhabit the gene? No. It depends on where your energy frequency is. In what way? That's okay, Crystal. In what way? Do you mean while they're in a karmic situation? Thanks, Jenny. I'm good. It depends on the given situation. If you are moving towards connection, yeah, I probably wouldn't. It's just, you're just creating more karma. Remember, this is a karmic cycle. You do not want to create more karma for yourself. Yes, it would. You're building karma. You're not removing it. And if you don't remove it, like in this lifetime, you're going to be coming back and dealing with it next lifetime. And it's hard work. I do remember the reason I come here. And it's to purge certain energies as well as this connection for me to raise my vibration. And this has been a hard life, and I don't want to be coming back with that shit. Yeah. It just gets messy. It's not changing anything. It's not helping them own their power, and you're not owning yours. You're not owning your value. So it just creates a toxic cycle. So do the work now. Yeah, pretty much. It's not worth it. You're on booty call, go get booty call. Yes, it humbles us. To take your power back. Usually most of the journey is about you doing the work on you. It's actually not about twin. Twin triggers you. So if you have a trigger point, that's something you need to learn. That's when you're dealing with twin. But outside of that, it's not like you have to be perfect for them. It's coming home to yourself. It's you actually making yourself happy in your own life. Because I can tell you, anytime I was all good in my life, my twin would turn back up again. And I'd be like, fucking serious? I mean, it was the way it went. So ask yourself the question, how happy are you right now? Like, really, how happy are you? Are you ecstatically over the moon? Are you hanging out with your girls or your blokes and, you know, going out and, you know, being in the moment? You got to be in the moment. You got to be relevant in your own life. I'm making plans. I'm going to come to America. Going to get my bike license. Going to drive down Route 69 Melbourne. I mean, I really should go bungee jumping, but I'm fucking scared of heights. But hey, they say do things that you're scared of. I mean, another thing I'm scared of is meeting Mark. I mean, what if he's shorter than me? I'll come to Chicago. I have to come. I've got to come see Jen. Jen is my first point of call because she's like, and Luciana, Mark, Darry, Kimberly. Got to go to Melbourne, see Christy. And then, you know, everyone else, really. I mean, I'll tell you I'm at the airport and I'll be like, what the fuck? What, you haven't met your twin in person? Yes, I have met my twin in person. I've been to Melbourne. I'll come to Melbourne. I'll meet you at the Cass. Yes, 16 years ago. No, I've only recently met Mark. My twin flame's in Australia. Yes, but it's like meeting ourselves. That's what I mean by it's not about the connection. It's about you actually just realizing that person has, it sounds bad. The person taught you a lesson. They helped you grow up. I should really, I mean, I should really be incredibly grateful for the lessons I've learned because I've grown up. Always go with your gut, Dale. Sometimes energetically, if your energy is going back and forward, I will pick different energies. If you're more tuning into another person, that energy is going to come through loud and clear. You need to sit and meditate on who you think is. I can tell you the signs, synchronicities, and energy. If you're physically tuning into one person in particular, that energy is going to come through heavier. Okay? And sometimes connections are timings of things. I'm glad, Crystal. Yeah, I feel it. Oh no. Are you having a tower moment, Mark? I just put my fucking face on, man. When I met Mark approached me because he wanted to talk to me. So kind Yildiz went, yeah, come on down. He's a very interesting, unique energy. But yeah, I mean, most of the people I talked to had been clients. Yeah, we do have a bit of a sense of humour, but I bring the best out in Mark because I'm a very playful character actually. A lot of people don't know that about me. I can be super serious and then I'll be very playful and immature. I have that. I've got that dark side. Yes, I'm complete twin, really. Yeah, but most of my chart's Cancer, so I'm a Libra in Cancer. Oh, mate, we talk about things that just shouldn't be talked about. In the locations that just should not be talked about. Not that I promote drinking, but I can drink a lot, but I drink green tea. I don't drink every day. I listen to classical music and heavy metal and Rammstein. I've owned a ute. And my daughter wears my clothes now, and I'm really fucking pissed off about that. What part of my story? What would you like to know? No, I have more clothing than my daughter. She borrows mine. No, we are not asking that because I know someone who knows, and I am on a live 180.
Oh, fuck me sideways. I don't have that much money.
She's asking how much a hairdo cost. When I first encountered my twin,
I said, fuck me, daddy.
Shen, shut up. Yes, I did. Can't remember how old I was. 16 years ago. Shanice, I did ask you to wait till after the video. God, give me strength.
Sit down in the doodle.
Yes, how old was I? Yes, I was in a relationship. And no, I wasn't actually in a relationship when I first met my twin. No, I'd come out of a long relationship. I'd met him in passing. He was in a relationship. There was a visual connection I felt personally. I can't speak for my twin, but I feel so. But really didn't really think much of it, to be quite honest, because he was in a connection. And for a while here, because he was probably more of what I wished to be.